everyone, a very good evening to all of you. My name is Chandra and I'm your English coach. And today we will be discussing the poem Tiger in the Zoo. Hi everyone, how are you all? Hello everyone, how are you all? Welcome back to another session of Just 1910, a one-stop solution to classes 9 and 10. And in today's class, we will be discussing your poem Tiger in the Zoo. My name is Chandra. I am a MBA graduate. I have 3 plus years of experience. I have mentored classes 9, 10th, 11, 12, GRE, SSC, UPSC, and I have tutored more than 1500 students. I'm here, and today we'll be discussing the poem Tiger in the Zoo. I hope you all are as excited for the class as I am. So let's begin the poem. Also, as you know that Just 1910th is a channel on YouTube by an academy which gives you all the classes of classes 9 to 10th, or which teaches you all the subjects of classes 9 to 10th without any subscription cost. All you have to do is you have to subscribe Just 9 to 10th on YouTube, and you can attend all the classes there. You can ask your doubts in the comments box from your teachers, and you can learn all the things that you want to learn from the best educators in the industry. If you want the daily updates of our classes, what you have to do is you have to download the Telegram app, which looks like this in the uh, from the App Store or the Google Play Store, and join this link. Once you join this link, you will get all the updates about our classes, which teacher is going to teach what topic and at what time. All right. Then, what are the benefits if you take Unacademy Plus subscription? When you take Unacademy Plus subscription, you get a lot of benefits, and you get a lot of benefits if you take Unacademy Plus subscription, and also you get all these benefits at really affordable prices. So the benefits of Unacademy subscription includes daily live classes. In the daily life classes, you can chat with the educator, you can engage in conversations with the educator, you can ask your doubts, you can answer polls all the while the class is going on, and all your doubts would be answered immediately because it's a live class. So it's a fun and interactive way to learn, because you can it's as good as taking a physical classes from your teacher, because you are connected with your teacher and you can ask anything, and because the teacher is live, you are live, so you can ask anything. Then, apart from daily life classes, we have regular doubt sessions. In the regular doubt sessions, you can, you know, ask all your doubts to the teacher. So this session is a separate for doubt sessions. So in this session, a teacher is there just to take your doubts. All right. So you can take all your doubts from your teacher, and you can ask all your doubts. You can also ask doubts in some different books, different authors, and a teacher is ready to help you, and you can eat the brains of your teacher until you're totally satisfied. Apart from daily life classes, regular doubt sessions, we also provide you with notes. Yes, we provide you with notes for everything in a PDF format. Be it Hindi, be it English, be it math, be it science, we give you notes for everything, every chapter and every topic in a PDF format. So there is no hassle of writing while you're attending the class. You just have to listen to your educator, engage in conversations with them, ask your doubts, participate in the polls, and do not worry about, writing the points while your teacher is teaching. Because we are going to provide you with notes for every topic in a PDF format. Then we have weekly tests and quizzes. In the weekly tests and quizzes, you can ask you should take these tests and quizzes, because by taking these tests and quizzes, you will be able to gauge your performance. You will be able to judge where you stand, where do you want to improve, where you are lacking. And if you think your performance is not good in a test and quiz, you can relearn that topic in a doubt session. And when you perform well in a test and quiz, it keeps you motivated. It encourages you to do well, do better. Also, you have unlimited access to the content. And we also give you our detailed analysis on your performance in test and quizzes. And the next, benefit is unlimited. Once you have subscribed to an academy, you can watch all the videos in your subscription category n number of times. You can watch them online as well as offline at the comfort of your mobile device. and you can watch them n number of times. There's no restriction on, on how many times you can watch a video. All right, and all our courses are in structure with your examination. If you're in class 9th and 10th, your our courses are in structure with CBSE. If you're preparing for CAT or CS or any other examination, these are in structure with the curriculum of that program. Also, the subscription is also very, very affordable. The subscription starts from 1 month and it is still 48 months. And remember, the more you subscribe, the cheaper it gets. We also have an option of no cost EMI from 6 months. You can use any mode of payment to pay. You can choose a debit card or a credit card. We accept all kind of visas, Mastercard, Maschero, Rupee, everything. Then you can also opt from EMI options from a debit card or a credit card. We have an option of no cost EMI. You can also pay from a registered UPI ID. You can take a subscription by paying from registered UPI ID. Then we have a wallet option as well. You can use Paytm wallet, PayPal, Ola Money, any other wallet that you want to take. And then we also have an option of net banking. We accept net banking from all the Indian banks. Also, use my code Chandra10. Whenever you planning to take a subscription, use my code Chandra10 for a 10% discount. And remember, the more you subscribe, the cheaper it gets, and the more benefits you will have. And if you use my code Chandra10, you will get another 10% off on the payment. Then we also have a subscription called Iconic subscription. Now, Iconic subscription has redefined mentorship and it ensures hands-on learning. So Unacademy is happy to present a 360-degree support system for all your academic needs. What are the features of a Iconic subscription? When you take Iconic subscription, you get a personal mentor. You get one-on-one guidance from the top educators for all your concerns. Then we have live doubt solving sessions. You can attend exclusive doubt clearing sessions from the top educators of your industry. We also give you a weekly report, a detailed report on your classes attended and your performance in tests and quizzes. And also, you have an option of Parent Connect. We have regular open hours available for parents to discuss concerns with your personal mentor. So we have some regular open hours in which your mentor can phone your parent can phone your mentor and they can discuss your academic performance from the mentor with the mentor. And your parent and your mentor can come up together with a strategy that might work for your academics very, very well. So your parents are also updated on your performance on the Unacademy app. Also, we have an option of study planner, a study tracker plan with monthly reviews that highlights your progress. And with that, you get all the benefits of class. With that, you get all the benefits of class. We have live classes from top educators, mock tests, quizzes, structured batch courses with your examination syllabus. So please take Iconic subscription or Plus subscription today, and do not forget to use my code Chandra, because if you not use my code Chandra, you might miss a chance of 10% discount. Okay? Now let's start the poem. The poem that we will be doing today is Tiger in the Zoo. Who is the poet of this poem? Tiger in the Zoo. Who is the poet? The poet is Leslie Norris. So, can anybody tell me what is this poem about? What is this poem about? So, in this poem, this animal tiger, we're talking about this animal tiger in the zoo. We are talking about this animal tiger, and we're comparing this animal tiger in the zoo from tiger in forest. So the animal, the tiger is same, but its behavior changes when it is in zoo and when it is in forest. तो जो टाइगर होता है उसका बिहेवियर चेंज हो जाता है जब वो जू में होता है और जब वो फॉरेस्ट में होता है. So the poem addresses the changes in the behavior of a tiger when it is in the zoo and when it is a forest. So what are the changes that happens in its personality? And the poem also tells us if he's happy in a zoo or he's happy in a forest. So the poem talks about all these things. Now, you all know that tiger is a wild animal, and you know what I mean by wild animal, right? So a wild animal, so what? And tiger's natural habitat is forest, a jungle. So his personality, his characteristics are well suited if he lives in jungle. So the poem tells us about what happens when a tiger is caged in a zoo, and we're comparing the life of a tiger in forest to the life of tiger in a zoo. And this poem is written by Leslie Norris. Okay, so let's start. So we will discuss the poem line by line, and we'll also discuss the poetic devices of the poem. Okay, so we shall start now. He stalks in his vivid stripes. He stalks in his vivid stripes. So here he refers to tiger. यहाँ पे ही रेफर किया गया है टाइगर को. He here refers to the tiger. All right. So tiger stalks. What is the meaning of stalks now? Stalks means follows. So tiger follows in his vivid stripes. What is vivid? Vivid means bright colored. और हम सबको पता है, we all know that जो टाइगर है उसके बहुत ही ब्राइट कलर के स्ट्राइप्स होते हैं बॉडी पे. So this line means he stalks in his vivid stripe. That this animal tiger, he follows in his vivid stripes. वो अपनी vivid stripes में चलता है. The few steps of his cage, but his steps are very few because he's in a cage. अब cage में क्या होता है? एक limited area होता है. और टाइगर को, सपोज दिस इज अ टाइगर, उसको बस इस लिमिटेड एरिया में ही मूव करना है. अगर वो फॉरेस्ट में होता तो he would have jumped, he would have catched a deer and he would have run from here to there. बट केज में क्या होता है कि बहुत ही लिमिटेड सा एरिया होता है. सो वो टाइगर अपने विविड स्ट्राइप्स में चलता है, लेकिन बहुत कम स्टेप्स चलता है बिकॉज केज में एरिया लिमिटेड होता है. Alright, on the pads of velvet quiet. Now, this line says, on the pads of velvet. What do you mean by pads of velvet? Here, pads means paws. Uske panje of velvet. Velvet. Now, the pads of paws of tiger. Here, paws of tiger are compared to pads of velvet. Why? Because जो tiger के पंजे होते हैं ना, जो उसके paws होते हैं, they are as soft as velvet. They are as soft as velvet. So on pads of velvet quiet, that means जैसे velvet एक fabric होता है जो कि बहुत ही soft होता है, this is super soft. वैसे ही जब tiger के paws हैं वो भी super soft होते हैं. और there is जब वो चलता है तो उससे आवाज नहीं आती है. Therefore it says quiet. So on the paws of velvet quiet, in his quiet rage. So a tiger stalks in his vivid stripes. वो अपनी vivid stripes में चलता है. The few steps of cage, उसके steps जो है वो बहुत कम है because the area of cage is very limited. On the pads of velvet, उसके जो paws हैं वो velvet के pads से compare किए गए हैं क्योंकि वो बहुत soft है और जब वो चलता है तो कोई आवाज नहीं आती है. In his quiet rage, और उसका जो गुस्सा है वो बहुत quiet है ना. This is like quiet rage. Rage means when you are really very angry, when you are furious. तो अब उसका जो गुस्सा है वो क्वाइट है, वो शांत है. क्यों? क्योंकि वो अपना गुस्सा दिखा नहीं सकता. वो किस पे दिखाएगा? वो तो केज पे बंद है ना. तो वो उसका जो नेचुरल सेल्फ है, दहाड़ने का, ग्राउल करने का, स्नार्ल करने का, he cannot show all that. Why? Because he is caged. तो वो अपना गुस्सा दबा के रखता है, क्योंकि अगर वो दिखाएगा भी तो he can't do anything. He can't move out of the cage. He just cannot move out of the cage. Therefore, uh, it is known as quiet rage. So this paragraph tells us that there's a tiger that stalks in his vivid stripes, and he follows just few steps in the cage because the area is very limited, and his movement is very very quiet. उसकी मूवमेंट से कोई आवाज नहीं आती है, बिकॉज उसके पॉज बहुत वेलवेट की तरह सॉफ्ट हैं, और उसने अपना गुस्सा दबाया हुआ है, और उस टाइगर ने अपना गुस्सा दबाया गया हुआ है, बिकॉज दिखाने का कोई फायदा तो है नहीं. Therefore he has, controlled his rage. His rage is very quiet. All right. Now we will discuss the poetic devices in this poem. So first poetic device is, I'll write it here, personification. जब हम किसी एनिमल को और या नॉन लिविंग थिंग को एक ह्यूमन क्वालिटी दे देते हैं, एक ह्यूमन से कंपेयर करते हैं, दैट इज नोन एज पर्सोनिफिकेशन. यहाँ पे टाइगर को ही रिप्रेजेंट किया है. सो ही इज, दिस इज पर्सोनिफिकेशन. दिस इज पर्सोनिफिकेशन. जब भी हम किसी एनिमल को, नॉन लिविंग थिंग को ह्यूमन क्वालिटी दे देते हैं, ह्यूमन जैसे एड्रेस करते हैं, तो दैट इज नोन एज पर्सोनिफिकेशन. एंड हियर टाइगर इज addressed as a human. ही बोला है उसको, तो दिस इज पर्सोनिफिकेशन. देन second poetic device here is metaphor. अब यहाँ पे मेटाफर कहाँ पे है? पॉज ऑफ वेलवेट. जब हम किसी दो अनलाइक चीजों को कंपेयर करते हैं, मेटाफर इज व्हेन वी कंपेयर टू अनलाइक थिंग्स. पैड्स ऑफ वेलवेट को, पॉज ऑफ टाइगर को पैड्स ऑफ वेलवेट से कंपेयर किया गया है, क्योंकि वो उतने ही सॉफ्ट होते हैं और उससे कोई आवाज नहीं आती. सो पैड्स ऑफ वेलवेट इज अ मेटाफर जब हम किसी दो अनलाइक चीजों को कंपेयर करते हैं. ऑलराइट. So we have personification, we have metaphor, and then we have oxymoron. What is our oxymoron? Oxymoron is when there are two opposite written together. Now quiet and rage, these are rage तो गुस्सा जो कि बहुत ज्यादा होता है. This is quiet rage. Quiet rage means बहुत ज्यादा गुस्सा, गुस्सा जो कि शांत कर लिया है. Like regularly irregular. He is regularly irregular. तो रोज late आता, he's always irregular. So regularly irregular is a two opposite words that are joined together, that are written together. This is oxymoron. So we have personification, we have metaphor, we have oxymoron. And another poetic device that we have is consonants. जब एक कॉन्सोनेंट की आवाज बहुत प्रोमिनेंट होती है एक लाइन में. फोर्थ पोएटिक डिवाइस इज कॉन्सोनेंट. जब भी एक किसी कॉन्सोनेंट की आवाज बहुत प्रोमिनेंट होती है, दैट इज नोन एज कॉन्सोनेंट्स. सो स्टॉक्स, यहाँ पे एस बहुत प्रोमिनेंट है. स्टॉक्स, हिज, स्ट्राइप्स. सो यहाँ पे स आवाज जो है वो बहुत प्रोमिनेंट है, एस बहुत प्रोमिनेंट है, दैट इज कॉन्सोनेंट्स. दैट इज कॉन्सोनेंट्स. ये कॉन्सोनेंट बहुत बार बार रिपीट हो रहा है, इसकी आवाज बहुत प्रोमिनेंट है, दैट इज कॉन्सोनेंट्स. देन वी हैव अनदर पोएटिक डिवाइस व्हिच इज इंजैबमेंट. अब इंजैबमेंट क्या होता है कि देखो, when a sentence continues in a poem, when the first line does not have any punctuation mark, and it is in kind of a continuation. Now he stalks in his vivid stripes. There is no comma, no full stop. So this line is continuing after this line. He stalks in his vivid stripes, the few steps of his cage. So ये line continue हो रही है, because if there is no punctuation mark, that means This is kind of continuing. Yeah. So अब इसका कोई वो नहीं है. It is continuing. So this is known as enjambment. So in this paragraph, we have 5 poetic devices: personification, metaphor, oxymoron, consonance, and enjambment. Okay? Moving to the next paragraph. Now, ये जो था paragraph, here we talked about tiger in zoo. ये हमने zoo वाले टाइगर की बात करी है. अब इसमें हमें ये बात करी है कि एक टाइगर को का रियल सेल्फ क्या होता है. एक टाइगर का रियल सेल्फ क्या होता है. एक टाइगर क्या करता है अपने नेचुरल हैबिटेट में. ही शुड बी. अब यहाँ पे हमने एक मोडाल यूज किया है शुड. अब शुड कब यूज करते हैं जब हमारी कोई ड्यूटी होती है या फिर कोई कमिटमेंट होती है. देन व्हेन वी यूज शुड, तो ही शुड बी लर्किंग इन शैडोज. ही रेफर्स हियर टू टाइगर. ही शुड बी लर्किंग इन शैडोज. लर्किंग मींस टू हाइड. ही शुड बी हाइडिंग इन शैडो. मतलब उसको जू में केज नहीं होना चाहिए था उसको, तो बल्कि अपनी शैडो में हाइड करना होना चाहिए था. इस टाइम उसको ही शुड बी हाइडिंग इन हिज शैडो. उसको अपनी शैडो में, अपनी परछाई में हाइड करना चाहिए था. लर्किंग मीन्स टू हाइड. हाइडिंग. ही शुड बी हाइडिंग इन हिज शैडो. स्लाइडिंग थ्रू द लॉन्ग ग्रास. एंड व्हाट डू यू मीन स्लाइडिंग इन द लॉन्ग ग्रास. ग्रास पे चलना चाहिए था, अपनी शैडो में हाइड करना चाहिए था. दिस इज हिज रियल सेल्फ. अगर वो this we are talking about forest, what would happen if he would have been in forest? If he would have been in forest, he should be lurking in his shadow. वो अपनी shadow में छुप रहा होता और वो slide कर रहा होता, क्योंकि forest में तो लंबी लंबी grass होती है. forest में there is long grass. he should be sliding through the long grass. वो अपनी long grass में slide कर रहा होता near the water hole. और जब वो water hole के पास आता, or he should be lurking in his shadow, he should be hiding in his shadow, he should be sliding through the grass, he should be sliding or passing through the grass near the water hole. He should be near the water hole where plump deer pass. तो उसको अब वहां पे एक वाटर होल पे जाना चाहिए था. उसको वाटर होल पे जाना चाहिए था जहां पे प्लम्प डियर होता. What do you mean by plump? Plump means fat or chubby. So he should be, he should be at a water hole जहाँ पे plump deer, chubby deer pass हो रहा होता. जहाँ पे एक fat या chubby deer pass हो रहा होता. और we all know that tiger का जो favorite, food होता है, that is deer. टाइगर और लायंस डियर को अटैक करते हैं. उनका जो प्रे होता है वो डियर होता है. तो उसको अपनी शैडो पे छुपना होता, ग्रास से स्लाइड करना होता और वाटर होल के पास जाना होता जहां से डियर पास कर रहा होता. क्यों? सो दैट ही कुड अटैक हिम. क्योंकि टाइगर का जो नेचुरल सेल्फ है, वो रियल सेल्फ है, वो अटैकिंग ही है. ही इज अ कार्निवोर. ही इज अ कार्निवोर एनिमल. ही इज अ वाइल्ड एनिमल. तो उसका रियल सेल्फ यही है, छुपना, ग्रास में स्लाइड करना और डियर को अटैक करना. So he should be rather doing this. He should be rather doing this than to be caged in a zoo. Alright? Now, what is a poetic device in the poem, in this paragraph? First, we have he. So this is personification. Then, what else we have? Plum pass. This is alliteration. This is alliteration. We have personification, which is this. Then we have alliteration. Plump pass. Whenever a consonant is repeating, the first word of a consonant is repeating and the words are very near or they're adjacent, then it is known as alliteration. Then it is known as alliteration. So, and we also have imagery. एक और पोएटिक डिवाइस है जो कि है इमेजरी. व्हाट इज इमेजरी? जब पोएट अपनी पोएम को इतनी यू नो he writes in such a way, he uses such a words that we can imagine the poem, that we can imagine the poem, and now we can imagine every scene of the poem word to word. We can imagine everything, every scene of the poem, right? कि वो शैडो में छुप रहा है, वो ग्रास से स्लाइड कर रहा है, वो वाटर होल के पास है. We can imagine each and everything. This is imagery. So we have personification, we have alliteration, we have imagery, and here we have assonance also. Like consonants means, when a sound of consonant is prominent, assonance may a sound of vowel is prominent. What is vowel? A, E, I, O, U. So here you see through, long, these are prominent. So this is assonance. All right. This is assonance. And then we have enjambment also. Because these two lines are continuing. We don't have any punctuation mark here. So this is enjambment. Okay? So we have personification, we have alliteration, we have imagery, we have assonance, we have assonance. Alright? Now third paragraph. So in first paragraph we talked about uh, a tiger in a zoo. In second paragraph we talked about tiger in a forest. What he should be doing. Now in third paragraph again it starts with he. He should be snarling around houses. He should be now again we are talking about a tiger in a forest here. We are talking about a tiger in a forest here. He should be snarling around houses. Snarling मतलब growling. जोर जोर से आवाज नहीं निकलता, जिसको हम दहाड़ना कहते हैं. He should be snarling around the houses. अब एक टाइगर है, वो उसका रियल सेल्फ क्या है? जोर जोर से दहाड़ना, जोर जोर से आवाजें निकालना. तो he should be snarling around the houses. उसको अभी पिंजरे में कैद नहीं होना चाहिए था. उसको ऐसे अपनी शैडो में छुपना चाहिए था, डियर पे अटैक करना चाहिए था. ही शुड बी स्नर्लिंग अराउंड द हाउसेस. उसका तो रियल सेल्फ है, वो ये है कि वो तेज तेज दहाड़े. ही शुड बी स्नर्लिंग अराउंड द हाउसेस. So he should be growling around the houses, making a lot of loud noises. At jungle's edge. तो वो हाउसेस कहाँ है? वो जंगल के एज पे हैं. जंगल का एज मतलब जंगल का कॉर्नर, आउटस्कर्ट्स ऑफ द जंगल. तो जो विलेजेस के आउटस्कर्ट्स पे घर होते हैं, उनके आसपास उनको उसको स्नर्ल करना चाहिए. जो भी the houses that are nearby the jungle, उस वहां पे जाके उसको स्नर्ल करना चाहिए. He should be doing that than to be just sitting quiet and controlling his rage in a cage. He should be snarling. Just snarling his real self, not naki quiet rage. This is not. This is unlike tiger's behavior. This is tiger behavior, snarling around houses. At jungle's edge मतलब corner, kinara, boundary, periphery. Okay, then baring his white fangs. Baring. What is the meaning of baring? Baring क्या होता है? Baring का मतलब होता है expose करना. To expose. Baring his white fangs Now he should be bearing his white fangs. What are fangs? Fangs ना जो बहुत नुकीले दांत होते हैं ना वाइल्ड एनिमल्स के, like dogs के, wolves के, tigers के, the pointed teeth, that are known as canines, जो कि उनको attack करके when they cut an animal or a human, they're very pointed so that they can cut easily. So उसको जब वो obviously ना जब वो ऐसे snarl करेगा तो he would open his mouth to the fullest, and अब वो खुलेगा तो ये उसके pointed दांत जो है वो बहुत vivid होंगे, वो बहुत clear होंगे. तो उसका रियल सेल्फ यही है कि वो अपने वाइट फैंग्स को एक्सपोज करे, वो अपने क्लॉज को एक्सपोज करे. क्लॉज मतलब उसके पंजे, और इनके जो पंजे होते हैं ना उसके बहुत पॉइंटेड नेल्स होते हैं. So a real silver tiger is to expose his white fangs. Fangs are the canine teeth. His claws. Claws are his panje. Which has like very pointed teeth. Very pointed nails. They had very pointed nails. Terrorizing the villagers. Terrorizing means darana. To scare them. And scare them to the fullest. That is why we have used terrorize. Because we want to, here the poet want to specify the intensity of the of the scare, of the terror. डराने की इंटेंसिटी को बताया है पोएट ने कि वो, क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली एनीबडी वुड फियर अ टाइगर. तो उसका रियल सेल्फ ये है कि वो लोगों को, विलेजर्स को टेरराइज करे, वो अपने वाइट फैंग्स एक्सपोज करे, वो अपने क्लॉज को एक्सपोज करे, वो घरों के बाहर स्नाल करे, सो दैट एवरी द विलेजर्स गेट रियली रियली स्कैर्ड. दिस इज हिज रियल सेल्फ. ना कि पिंजरे में कैद होना इज हिज रियल सेल्फ. नाउ व्हाट आर द पोएटिक डिवाइस हियर? वी हैव personification. Here is personification, that should, snarl, alliteration. Then, now I've told you already, you tell me. Consonants. Very good. Consonants is this S, S, S. So we have personification, we have alliteration, we have consonants. Then what else we have? So इसी lines में consonants भी है, इसी line में assonants भी है. I. So इसमें we have consonants also, we have. So I'll write it here. Assonants. Enjambment भी है. और क्या है? अब यहाँ पे एक और पोएटिक डिवाइस है, दैट इज नोन एज, we have a one more poetic device here, which is onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia. What is onomatopoeia? जब भी पोएट ऐसे साउंड्स का यूज करता है, the usage of sounds in a poem, a formation of word from a sound associated with it. जब हम किसी साउंड का यूज करते हैं, that is onomatopoeia. Then we have imagery. इस पूरी पोएम में इमेजरी भी है. We have imagery too. So this poem has a lot of poetic devices. Now we forgot to discuss what is the rhyming scheme of the poem. पूरी poem की एक ही rhyming scheme है. Let us find out. Stripes. Let's say it is A. Cage. Now cage and stripes do not match, so let it be. Now it is quiet. Now stripes, cage, quiet, कुछ भी match नहीं हो रहा, so it's C. Rage. Now cage and rage match, so it is B again. तो पूरी poem की ही rhyming scheme है A B C B. The whole poem has one rhyming scheme, which is A B A A B C B. Here also, shadow A, grass B, where C, pass and grass rhyme. So A B C B. Then third paragraph, houses A, edge B, clause C, village and edge rhyme. So B. A B C B. Now fourth paragraph. But now, first paragraph was about tiger in the zoo. Second and third paragraph were about tiger in the forest. Now again we are at tiger. We are again back to square one where tiger was in zoo. Now, but जब भी but हो मतलब a twist is there. But sadly he is locked in a concrete cell. But sadly he is locked. जो टाइगर है वो लॉक्ड है कंक्रीट सेल में. कंक्रीट क्या होता है? इट्स अ यू नो इट्स अ मिक्सचर ऑफ सीमेंट वाटर. मतलब जो उसका सेल है, जो उसका सेल हियर मींस केज, वो बहुत ही वो कंक्रीट का बना हुआ है. अब कंक्रीट जो मटेरियल है दैट इज वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग, इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू ब्रेक. कंक्रीट बहुत ही इट्स वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग. It's very difficult to make, but he is locked in a concrete cell. But जो tiger है, he should be doing all those things that we have, that we mentioned. But वो क्या है? वो एक concrete के cell में locked है. वो एक concrete के cell में locked है. His strength behind the bars. लेकिन उसकी जो strength और उसकी strength भी locked है bars के अंदर. उसकी strength भी बंद है bars के अंदर. He cannot do anything because he's just what do we so say that he's just helpless. He's behind the bars and he's helpless, and he's just locked sadly in a concrete cell. और उसकी जो strength है वो भी bars में है उसके साथ, and he's too helpless. He cannot do anything about it. And then he's stalking the length of his cage. All he can do is stalk मतलब to measure or to see the length of his cage. He's just stalking the length of his cage. वो अपनी बस केज की लेंथ को स्टॉक करता रहता है कि he can come up with something so that he could move out of the cage. He just wants to move out of the cage and he wants to do nothing. He just wants to come out of the cage. वो बस केज से बाहर आना चाहता है, वो इसलिए वो उसकी लेंथ को स्टॉक करता रहता है, but he is unable to do it. He's unable to do it, and all he does is ignore the visitors. And obviously everybody is excited to visit a zoo. Yeah, we all are. So he just ignores visitors because he has this quiet rage. वो केज में उसकी जो स्ट्रेंथ है वो सारी वेस्ट हो रही है, वो हेल्पलेस है, वो बस केज से बाहर जाना चाहता है, वो अपना रियल सेल्फ जीना चाहता है. एंड देन ही जस्ट ऑल ही कैन डू इज he ignores the visitors. He just ignores the visitors because he can't terrorize them. He can't snarl at them क्योंकि ये सब वेस्ट है ना. अगर वो उनके पे स्नार करेगा भी, वो उसको अपने क्लॉज एक्सपोज करेगा या फैंग्स एक्सपोज करेगा, इट वाज ऑफ नो यूज because he is behind the bar and nobody will fear him because everybody knows that he cannot do anything. He just cannot do anything. Everybody knows that. So he ignores the visitor. So all he does is a tiger in a cage. What does he do? He ignores the visitor because he's locked in a concrete cell and he can't do anything about it. All right. So talking about the literary device, we have imagery. After imagery, we have personification. Concrete cell is alliteration. Then what else we have? Enjambment नहीं है इसमें. Then we have We have assonance E, 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 E. We have assonance. That's all in this paragraph. We have just these poetic devices, figure of speech in this paragraph, and the rhyming scheme is also same. Cell A, bars B, K, C, and bars and visitors rhyme, so it is B. A, B, C, B. This is the uh, this is the rhyming scheme of this paragraph. So, did you understand this paragraph also? Cool. Now, last paragraph. Now, let's see what does this last paragraph tell us. He hears the last voices at night. और वो जो रात की जो last noises होती है ना, वो सबके लिए same होती हैं. You know, whenever we're awake at 11 or 12 in the night, so we hear these voices at night. And what are these noises? Of the patrolling cars. So, when at night everybody is asleep, the police, they in their jeep with their the siren of the jeep, they visit every colony so that to make sure that if you're safe or not, if there is any mishappening, if are any goons, are there any robbers, are the people, the citizens of the are the citizens safe or not. So रात को जब सब सो जाते हैं, he hears the voice at night. Voice of what? Patrolling cars. Patrolling means जो रोज रोज चक्कर काटते हैं पुलिस in their cars with their heart, and he hears what? The sirens of the patrolling cars. The sirens of the patrolling cars. So at night, he's helplessly, because he can't do anything. He can't move out of his. He can't move out of his this thing, cage. He just hears the patrolling voice at night. He just listens to the patrolling voice at night, because obviously he's in the cage. He cannot see them. He cannot see anybody. He's in the zoo. रात का time है, and he just hear the patrolling voice every day, because this is a ritual. Every police does that in every city. Yeah. And stares. तो वो सुनता क्या है? वो सुनता तो पेट्रोलिंग कार्स को है, और वो देखता. स्टेयर्स मीन्स जब when we look at something continuously, जब हम किसी देश को बहुत देर तक कॉन्टिन्यूसली देखते रहते हैं, जिसको हम कहते हैं हिंदी में घूरना, जिसको हम हिंदी में कहते हैं घूरना. एंड ही स्टेयर्स विद हिज ब्रिलियंट आईज. और वो स्टेयर करता है, वो घूरता है. ही लुक्स कॉन्टिन्यूसली विद हिज ब्रिलियंट आईज. ही he you know he stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. वो क्या देखता है अपने brilliant eyes से? रात में जो stars होते हैं ना, he sees that. So with his brilliant eyes at night, he stares brilliant stars. Maybe वो star gazing करता होगा, but he stares brilliant stars. He looks at them and he's just helpless. He does not have friends. He does not have family. He just wishes that he could go to the his forest again. He can, live his real self, but he's helpless because he can't do that. So at night, he hears to the patrolling cars and he stares at the brilliant stars. All right? Understood? Any doubts, anyone? So this is personification. He is personification. We have imagery, because we can imagine each and everything. We have enjambment, because this is continuing. He hears is alteration. Stares his eyes. What is this? Which figure of speech is this? Which poetic device is this? This is consonants. Yeah? And here we have assonance also with his brilliant. This is, we have assonance also. So we have personification, we have imagery, we have enjambment, we have alliteration, we have consonants, we have all assonance. So we have all these poetic devices. And the rhyming scheme is same as all the paragraph A, B, C, B, because cars and stars rhyme. So A, B, C, B. This is the rhyming scheme. Now tell me, what is the message that you get from the poem? What is the message that you get from the poem? What message that you get from the poem? By reading the poem, by understanding the contrast between a tiger in the zoo and a tiger in the forest, we learn that we understand that any living being, be it humans or be it animals, they are best suited in their own original habitat. These animals, wild animals, are meant to be, they're meant to live at their natural habitat, or a jungle or a forest. So if you take out from their natural habitat, if you displace their natural habitat, they will not be happy about it. They will obviously miss their natural habitat, they will be happy, and they will lose their natural self. They will live, obviously, but they will not be happy. That living will not be happy, that living would not be worth it. It will not be worth it because they will not be happy about it. They will always be missing their natural habitat. They will always be missing their natural habitat. So any living being, be it a human, be it an animal, they should be kept in their natural habitat. And if we snatch their natural habitat from them, then we are only in trouble. Then they will cause us trouble, obviously. So we should not snatch anybody's natural habitat from them. Okay? I hope the poem is clear. The poetic devices are clear. Now we have some questions. Let us discuss these questions as well. Now you have to notice the word repeated in such lines. So we will discuss the words that are repeated in these lines. On pads of velvet quiet, in his quiet rage, and the stars with brilliant eyes and brilliant stars. What do you think is the effect of repetition? So you have to tell me why every poet, not only Leslie Norris, but all the poet use repetition. What is the effect of repetition? Why do we use repetition again and again? What effect does it have? Tell me. Even though it's a premier class, I will be reading all of your answers. So repetition is a poetic device, is another poetic device used by poet in order to increase the intensity of tiger's rage and helpless silence. So by using repetition, the poet is doing nothing. He's just increasing the intensity of tiger's rage and his helpless silence. Velvet quiet refers to the quiet velvet patch of tiger. Ki, they're quiet like velvet. His pads, his paws are quite like velvet. They are, you know, they're as soft as velvet. They do not make any sound, which cannot run or leap. They can only walk around the limited space in case. So his velvet pads, his paws of like velvet, they cannot run because the cage is limited area. They could only walk in the limited space. The use of quiet traits symbolizes that anger and ferocity that is building up inside the tiger as it wants to run out in the forest and attack a deer. So that the quiet traits, because this is not his real self to live inside a cage. उसका रियल सेल्फ है कि वो बाहर जाए अपने शैडो में छुपे और टाइगर को अटैक करें. तो इट इज बिल्डिंग अप अ rage inside him, but वो rage को दबा रहा है. He's controlling that rage. But that rage is quiet because he's locked inside the cage and he's just helpless. वो बस locked है cage में और वो helpless है. वो बहुत ज़्यादा helpless है. The repetition of quiet has thus brought immense beauty to the poem. So repetition ने poem में एक बहुत ज़्यादा beautiful चीज create कर दी है. The repetition has brought immense beauty to the poem. Similarly, the use of brilliant for tiger's eyes as well as stars bring out the magnificence of these lines. So जैसे कि हमने brilliant use किया है tigers की eyes के लिए stars के लिए, तो poem की beauty बढ़ गई है. इन चीजों की magnificence बढ़ गई है. The tiger stares at the brilliant stars with his brilliant eyes, dreaming about how his life could have been in forest. This is used because he's just dreaming every now and then that how beautiful has his life been in forest. The repetition thus gives a wonderful effect to the poem. It gives a wonderful effect to the poem. Now the next question is, how does tiger feel in the zoo? That we all know that he's depressed. He's just controlling his anger. How does the tiger feel in the zoo? So कैसा feel हो रहा है? So the poet does describe the tiger's feeling in the zoo. He keeps on moving from one place to another. So the tiger keeps on moving, from one place to another. He stalks his vivid stripes, moving from the few step. He stalks in his vivid stripes, and he's just moving in a few area of the cage. He's not happy. He is just not happy. The tiger is just not happy. He's helpless, and he expresses his silent anger. And he just expresses his silent anger. And how does he express his silent anger? He expresses his silent anger by ignoring visitors. By ignoring the visitors. He does that by ignoring the visitors. Next question is, how does tiger walk in the cage? So tiger is just walking in the cage stately and furiously. उसको गुस्सा तो आ रहा है, लेकिन वो control कर रहा है. So he's just angry. He's just ignoring visitors, and he's walking in the limited areas because he's not happy. He's not contented from inside. He's not happy, so he's just walking, furiously and stately, and he's not at all excited. He's not at all happy. He does not feel any good emotion. Yeah. Now, what message do you get from this poem? We just discussed the message that we got from the poem. What is the message that we got from the poem? What message do you think that we get it from the poem? So we all know that, and also from this poem we come to know that animals like to live freely in the forest. जो animals हैं उनको forest में freely रहना पसंद है. उनको वहाँ पे अपने real self में रहना पसंद है. Animals are not happy when they are caged in zoo. So animals are not happy when they're caged in zoo. When they live in zoo, their life is pitiable in it. Their life is just pitiable in it. They are just compromising in their life. They are sacrificing in their life. Their life is pitiable in the zoo. They are not at all happy in the zoo. They are not at all happy in the zoo. Their life is pitiable in the zoo. Okay? How does tiger act in the cage? अब tiger cage में कैसे act करता है? We very well, after discussing the poem, know this, that the tiger in the cage is powerless and helpless. The tiger is in the cage and he's just powerless and helpless. He longs for freedom. Usko freedom chahiye. He longs for freedom. He's dying to get freedom. His velvet paws do not make any noise. His velvet paws do not make any noise. He is in silent anger, roaring and ignoring the visitor. He's just in silent anger. The tiger is just in silent anger and he's roaring and ignoring the visitors. He's just roaring and ignoring the visitors. So he's powerless, he's helpless, he's longing for freedom, he's expressing his silent anger and he's ignoring the visitors. Next. What would the tiger do in a forest? Tiger forest में क्या करेगा? That is an interesting question. A tiger in a forest would be his real self. वो enjoy करेगा, वो बहुत खुश होगा. He will do what he like. He's free to do anything. He will do what he likes to do the most. So in the forest, a tiger can enjoy complete freedom. He could walk around freely without any fear. He would walk around freely without any fear. He would terrorize the villagers by growling, by snarling. He would show his teeth and claws. He would go to the water hole and attack visitors. He would hide himself in his shadow and then he will attack the deers. So he would enjoy his complete freedom. He will just enjoy his complete freedom. He would walk around without any fear and he would terrorize the visitors. He will expose his claws and his white canine teeth. Next. What does the poet want to convey through the poem? पोएट पोम के थ्रू क्या कन्वे करना चाहते हैं? So this answer is much like what is the message of the poem, which is the poet wants to convey that human beings, like human beings, animal also like their freedom. जैसे human beings को अपनी freedom पसंद है, वैसे animals को भी अपनी freedom पसंद है. They do not want to be caged. They do not want to be caged. They cannot live a miserable life. उनको वो बिल्कुल भी cage होना नहीं चाहते हैं. They cannot live a miserable life. If their habitat is destroyed by human beings, these animals cannot survive. If their habitat is destroyed by human beings, these animals cannot survive. What would the tiger do in a forest? We have done that. Now the last question of the day. This is a question where we have to ponder. Freedom is a birthright. It is the most beautiful gift of God. Freedom is a birthright. It is the most beautiful gift of God. It is valuable for human beings as well as for creatures. Freedom एक birthright है जो कि it's a gift of God. It is valuable for human beings as well as for other creatures. Discuss with reference to the poem. We have to discuss this answer with reference to the poem, The Tiger in the Zoo. So we all know that freedom is a beautiful gift of God. Freedom is a birthright. Without freedom, everything is vain. Since the man has come to his earth, he tries to enslave the weaker sections for his own selfishness. Now the man has come on his earth, he tries to enslave. to torture, to sabotage the weaker sections for his own selfishness. If a bird lives in a golden cage, it cannot be happy. It loves to fly freely in an open sky. In the same way, if a man is in prison and gets everything, he cannot feel the happiness. अगर हम इंसान को भी केज करके रख देंगे तो क्या वो खुश होगा? No, not at all. He will die of depression. But if a man lives freely, he will be happy even in poor conditions. True. If in this poem we find descriptions of two tigers, one in a cage and second is an open field, that is his forest, that is his natural habitat. There's a great contrast between their behaviors. There's a huge contrast between their behaviors. Now we are done with the poem, we are done with the question and answers. Now, if you have any doubts, you can let me know in the comment section, in the public comments, so that I can answer all of your questions. And if you have not downloaded the Unacademy app yet, please download the Unacademy app. It looks like this from your app store or the Google Play Store. Then you have to go to manage goal. You choose 9 to 10, whatever is your goal. Then go to plus and go to get subscription. Choose the subscription that you want to take. It starts from 1 month to 48 months. We're also available at no cost EMI from 6 months. And if you're planning to take any subscription, use my code Chandra10. Use my code Chandra10 for an additional 10% discount. If you're planning to take iconic subscription, so iconic subscription में 9th and 10th is same. दोनों के subscription charges same है. For 18 months, it is 1944 rupees per month. For 2 years, it is 2000 rupees per month. For 3 years, it is 1833 rupees per month. Again, if you use my code Chandra10, तो आपको मिलेगा 10% का discount. So please avail this 10% discount by using my code Chandra10, and you can use any mode of payment. You can choose any debit card, master credit card. You can take EMI options from your debit card, credit card. You can pay via registered UPI ID. We have wallet options as well. You can use Paytm, PayPal, Ola Money, and you can also do net banking. We accept NEFT from all the Indian banks. 10th is same as 9th, and if you haven't subscribed to Just 9th and 10th yet, please subscribe to Just 9th and 10th. Please like, share, press the bell icon, and please spread the word amongst your friends so that all of us can enjoy these classes. We can learn together, because learning together is so much fun. And if you're planning to take a class or iconic subscription, use my code Chandra10 for a 10% off. If you have any doubts, you can write in the public comments, not in the live comments, public comments, so that I can read all the comments and reply to all of you. And it was really very, very nice teaching all of you. I am going to see you again tomorrow. Bye, everyone.